As far as like your first project, like how was that like, and like when you first started, like what was like that process like from start until finish?
Okay, can I like? Okay, which covers are you talking about? The first one, or maybe like the cover art I did for Leila Day's Attention remix? If you want to.
We could do the attention remix.
All right, all right, all right. Okay, okay. So how the concept came, right? So, and it was a funny story. So one day while I was waking up, while I was waking up, getting ready to go see Akila at her headline show at the Drake Underground, I got a DM from Layla saying, "Hey Jojo, how you doing?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm blessed as a motherfucker. How about you?" And then Layla's like, "Okay, I heard today was your birthday." And I'm like, "No, it's December. Right, you're close, but it's December 4th." And so she said, "Okay, big day, big day. What you gonna do?" And I said, "I'm gonna see Deborah Cox, Division, and Julie Black at the Roy Thompson Hall for the Clemens Christmas concert." And after that, that's when Layla was like, "Okay, so I'm planning on releasing the Attention remix by New Year, which was 2025. So I'm wondering if you like be interested in doing cover art for that." And I was like, "Never thought you asked, but I'm on it, Layla." And then as a few days go by, Layla sends me 3 photos that Coops captured of not just her, but also of Taylor G on one side and Double M on another. And then she even told me the details about like the image that she wants to use for the cover, which I did. And then initially Layla said she wanted to go for like a magazine cover vibe, just like how she's seen my mag cover. I even did a mag even before this. I did a magazine cover of Layla back in August of 2024, and then from the minute Layla was from the minute Layla DM'd me, just by saying showing appreciation to the mag cover, and then saying that she saw my concept covers of Double M, it's been up ever since. And so I did the cover art for the Attention remix with the word attention behind Layla with the shades and Double M and Taylor G, and then put the remix on there, which Layla actually wanted me to do because I forgot that it was actually the remix to Attention. But other than that, the minute I sent the final result of the cover to her, the rest was history.
Yeah.
And it's now out on all streaming platforms. So go ahead and stream that. Even the video too.
Did you ever like get like any like royalties from that cover art, or was it just like like Layla like just posted and like gave that cosign from there and all that?
I wouldn't exactly say I collected royalties from that. However, she did send however, Layla did send the commission the commission price that we did for the cover, and the as I said, the rest was history.
All right, man.
Low no fact, I actually did the cover art for LocoCity's credit card, and how that came about. So it was during quarantine. So it was during the time when COVID was still at large, and then I came and then I was on YouTube and I came across, oh, Local City has a new song called Credit Card. Okay, so I listened to it. I vibed to it, and then I was like, you know what? What if I do cover art to that? Which I did. So at the time being, I used PixArt for like the half design, and then
Yeah,
used
yeah.
InShot for that. And then I think I posted it at one point, and then as I did, next thing I know, I got a DM from Loco City saying, "Yo, send me this." And then then he eventually sent the email, and then I sent the credit card cover that I did to him through his email, and then just like that, my cover for that song specifically was everywhere.
All right, man. Legendary moment right there too, and like I guess like you're working with like Logo City like further from there, even with Layla as well too. Like have you ever had like any people like that tapped in like, hey, like I want you to do like my cover art like just for like music releases and all that.
Yes. This that's what happened with Fame Holiday this year. And he said he was like, doing it from his from doing his comeback from his hiatus, after getting married.
Yeah.
So he asked me to like do like a magazine type post for for his music release. And even also Phoenix Pagliacci too. Shouts to her. She even wanted me to do you know, the magazine cover for her R&B Diaries EP, which is out right now. What you may not know about me and Phoenix, we've been tight ever since we first met at Stack Market back in 2024. And the first time I met her was at the Moments Cookout, which Of the Saint put together with DJ Mel Boogie. And then I didn't even know who Phoenix Pagliacci was at that time until, I seen her perform. And at that time, I even didn't know how to pronounce the last of her artist name.
Yeah.
So I said, "Oh, hey, Phoenix Pagliacci, boom, boom, boom." And then, months later, Phoenix posted on her story about, looking for, like a videographer who was going to do BTS for her squad video. And then, without hesitation, I just replied, right here. And then minutes later, Phoenix replies, asks me what type of camera I shoot on and, how much I charge. And then, and then from there, that's when, after giving Phoenix my number, that was when shit took off. Phoenix then, told me the date of the video shoot, and then gave me, and even sent an email about, and even sent an email about even like where the video shoot was going to take place, which thankfully it took place in Brampton. So on the day of the video set, everything was fucking lit. Not only did I see Phoenix, but through her, that's where I first met Truss and Tamir. And both those guys are cool, and they're still my dogs till this day. So shout outs to Truss, Tamir, and of course Phoenix Pagliacci.
Back to man. Definitely like agree there, and like it's amazing to see with your work and your content on how it's like leading on to like bigger levels too. And like